Hi everyone, so today we're taking a look at the Asus MeMO Pad 7. Now this is a 7-inch tablet retailing at under £99. It first came onto the market in June 2014, so it's certainly no slouch from a performance point of view, packing an 1.86 GHz Intel Atom quad-core processor, the Z3745. We've looked at this processor before and come away impressed, so we certainly should expect reasonable performance from this Asus Pad. So let's run through the rest of the specs. First of all, obviously this is a 7-inch tablet with a 1280 by 800 pixel display. It's running a 2 megapixel front-facing camera, just about good enough for doing Skype on reasonably well, and a rear-facing 5 megapixel camera, which produces reasonable shots for a 5 megapixel shooter, around on par I think with the Nvidia Shield tablet's camera. As I say, it's running the Intel Atom Z3745 processor, clocked at 1.86 GHz. Running Android 4.4, it also has 802.11bg and N, no dual band support here that I can see. I'm afraid there's no GPS, Bluetooth, NFC infrared, no DLNA, no Wi-Fi, and so on. There's no 3G here either, this is very much just a Wi-Fi tablet. You will find an accelerometer and an ambient light sensor in here, but none of the other additional items that you could use for, say, fitness tracking. That said, this is a £99 tablet, so we shouldn't expect lots of bells and whistles here. What we should expect is a good quality tablet that provides good performance at a reasonable price. Well, that's the hardware out the way, but what about the software? Well, just like the Zenfone 4 we took a look at a couple of months ago, Asus have done a really good job here, creating a software suite you'd actually want to use, in addition to the Google apps pre-installed. Now, what they've kind of done is taken all of those apps that you would use from Google and created their own versions of them. Now, in past devices we've seen from other manufacturers, this has not gone particularly well usually. Usually you end up with apps that either don't have a common look and feel between them, like they've been developed by different third-party developers and bought by that manufacturer, or worse still, they actually have less functionality than their Google siblings. For Asus, they've really pushed the boat out in creating a software suite here which feels intelligent, that feels like it's part of a suite of tools designed to work with this tablet. It's really nice to see, and it shows a level of competency which we don't normally expect from companies like Asus. Normally we expect shove the hardware out the door with a bit of software and that will do the job. Asus have really pushed the boat out here and gone above and beyond, I think, really, in creating software for the lower end of the market tablets. It's really good to see, and these apps are actually very good to use as well. They all work just as you'd expect. Now, running Android 4.4, everything is pretty much the muchness here from an Android operating system point of view, but it's been given a lovely material design look and feel. Some might say, way before Google even started talking about material design, Asus was already there, kind of delivering it. It's really nice, and it creates a feel to this tablet which is unique amongst all of those clone tablets out there, as it were. Seen one Android 7-inch tablet? Seen them all, apart from on the Asus, where you haven't seen this before really. It's slick, it's lovely to work with, and it feels integrated in just the right kind of way, never getting in the way of the functionality of Android, but actually enhancing its visual look and feel. In some respects, I actually find using this interface from Asus easier than using the standard Google Experience interface, because everything just feels that much crisper here. The performance of the Asus tablet is exceptional actually. Again, we're seeing these Intel chips coming through now, and they really have plenty of power under the hood. At no point did we find the tablet slowing down, stalling, lagging, or anything like that. Its gaming performance is exceptional for a price point that this is reaching. It really is very, very good. Now, don't expect this to be playing the very latest, say, Gameloft games at the very highest quality bar those games set, but do expect to get a solid frame rate at medium settings that you really cannot grumble about. And that's probably the biggest thing you can say here. There's nothing to complain about with this Asus tablet. It really is just beautifully made. At this price point, it's quite a remarkable piece of equipment in my opinion. Now, you could level some criticism at the way the buttons have been positioned on the side of the Asus tablet, because It's not the best placement I've ever seen in my life. The main grumble I have there is that the power button and the volume rocker feel like they're switched round in comparison to every other tablet on the market. But this is a minor quibble in what is an excellent Android device. If you're in the market for a £99 and under tablet, you really should take a look at this Asus MeMO Pad 7-inch device. It does feel to me like it offers fantastic bang for your buck. If you're not in the market for a high performance device, but you just want one that works competently, that can handle all of the apps and games you throw at it, and provides a really nice interface for Android, then do take a look at this tablet. It really is a corking piece of kit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget you can pledge $1 a month on Patreon to help support the Androidizen, keeping us 100% independent. An honest opinion direct from the UK. If you pledge $1 a month, you'll be entered into our prize pool to win cool items from our review bag. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. We love to chat.